Can you discuss how this bill would foster healthy competition in boxing?
Yes, thank you, Congressman. So to answer your question, sir, you have to understand the way that boxing works, the current system, the four-belt system. So what you have is you have a promoter who signs a fighter, and that's the promoter's fighter. And then this is early in their career. And so what happens is you look for that promoter will promote a fight and look for somebody that person can beat, okay? Has to be good enough to pass my approval or whichever state's approval, but has to be reasonable but beatable, okay? And those people in boxing are called opponents. That's the term that we use. And then when you get a really good opponent, they're called the gatekeeper, okay? And we have some of them in the various weight classes, and then they move up. And so this goes on and on and on until you get an undefeated fighter, okay? This is what's happening. And then over here on the other side of the country or nearby, you have another promoter doing essentially the same thing, okay? And they're doing this. Now, all these people that have been beat all the time, they're attracting just loss after loss after loss, and they've got really no kind of recourse. They've got no promoter. They're not being promoted, but the undefeated fighter is. Now, at the end of this rainbow, all this way up, the sanctioning bodies have issued like the regional belt, the this and that belt, whatever belt. They have a lot of belts. Let me give you, sir. In 1996, when the Professional Boxing Act was passed, 619 titles were issued across the world by the sanctioning organizations. Last year, that number was 2,156. Okay, so you saw an increase in the number of titles. It's good for like the fighters like to have them and the whole thing, but they're charging every time the thing they charge for the belt. That system that I just explained to you is exploitive in a way. Now, under a UBO system, if a promoter has both sides of the card, their financial interest shifts, their business model shifts from wanting to make sure that their fighter wins to making a competitive match that the public will want to see, because it's driven by, it's a different model. So you want to have like a fight that people will want to tune in and see. The first model is like, well, you've got a fight that's like kind of okay, people might tune in, but you're searching for the mega fight at the end where you have like a big champion that's won all this stuff versus the other promoter's big champion and you promote a big thing. They're just different business models. But when the focus shifts from trying to protect your fighter and getting the opponent beat to making competitive matches, in my view, that would be good for boxing. And one final caveat to that goes along with it. Let's say you've got one of these fighters that are promoted and they take a loss. Okay? Their earnings potential just plummets the next go-round, like the next fight. It just goes so far down. Whereas under a system where they've got both sides of the card, if the guy loses, so what? They've got a contract. They know what they're going to get the next time. This is what's happening in boxing, and I think that adding a UBO model, not taking away the current system, because remember, there's a difference here, sir. This is for U.S. boxers. This is for American boxers, okay? These sanctioning organizations deal throughout the world, so we're dealing with world titles. And this is for American, and I think that the name of the bill, the Revival Act, the Muhammad Ali American Boxing Revival Act, I believe it will revive American boxing by providing competition for our fighters.